guys, so it's like 11:15, 11:30 actually, 1:30. I just wanted to say hi, I'm doing homework, and I'll let you know how the rest of the day goes, but... Okay, so So excuse how awful I look. I kind of like woke up and have been doing schoolwork. Pretty much we have everything due Sunday at midnight, and I'm trying to get majority of it done today. So I mean, the rest of the week I can just like not not worry about it. Which, you know, for like everybody else in my class, it's the complete opposite thing. I had to do a discussion board post, and there was only one other person in a class of like 20 that has written anything yet. So I was the second person to write anything. So I was just watching one of my friend's vlogs. I'll put her vlog in this description, excuse me. Her name's Jess, she has cystic fibrosis, and she was just talking about being, she was talking basically about, and actually referred to this as an opioid crisis, which I completely agree, that there's an issue now that we know now a lot of doctors were, you know, abusing, prescribing opioids, and that, you know, there was a great increase in the amount of prescription narcotic use and abuse. And I understand why there's a huge crisis now and why doctors aren't very lenient to prescribe pain medication, but the issue comes up where, you know, at what point is, you know, like at what point, how can you prove to a doctor that you're not drug seeking and actually get the care and the medications that you need? My issue, I'm on 3 pain medications. One of them is a controlled substance. Lyrica is a controlled substance. I don't know why. I think people do obviously abuse it, but I haven't. And like my doctor wasn't even like worried about prescribing it. He just prescribed it to me, but I'm on these 3 medications and none of them is doing, like, they're not covering the pain enough. So, you know, at what point can doctors actually take into consideration that there are people who aren't drug seeking that are in pain and need medicine? I mean, even when I'm in the hospital, and I've talked to the nurses about this, but like when I go to the hospital and I'm admitted and I need pain medication, I feel so uncomfortable asking the nurses for pain medication simply because, like, I'm afraid that they'll view me as being drug seeking, which I'm not. But I've talked to the nurses about this, and they're like, no, you know, you're not exhibiting any drug-seeking behavior, so we never take it like that. We do recognize that, like, people are in the hospital for a reason and generally need some sort of pain medication. And I've had very serious side effects from pain medication. You know, when I had meningitis, I was getting morphine every 4 hours, and I ended up dealing with this, like, constipation to the point where it wasn't even like I was having problems going, it was that my intestines just completely shut down, and it took days to be able to get them to wake back up. It was horrible, and they would not discharge me until I went to the bathroom, which I ended up doing. But I really, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I'm afraid to go see doctors and be honest about my illnesses and be honest about my symptoms, because I'm afraid that these doctors I see aren't going to believe me or think I'm drug seeking. And it's frustrating for somebody who's in such severe chronic pain pretty much all the time. It's not fair. And then the issue comes to medicinal marijuana, where it really should be legal. If they're gonna keep, if alcohol is legal, you can die from drinking too much. If alcohol is legal and all of these narcotics are legal, that have horrendous side effects, then I don't understand why medicinal marijuana isn't, widespread, across our country, legal. It just doesn't make sense to me, because it has minimal to no side effects, and it can be administered in situations where you wouldn't be able to otherwise give some sort of a narcotic. So I just wanted to kind of vent for a second about this whole issue surrounding opioids, and then just bring up kind of like medicinal marijuana. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to my schoolwork, and I hopefully should be done with it within the next hour, and then I just don't have to do it with anything for the rest of the day. So I will see you guys in a little bit. I'll update you guys. So something else I really wanted to talk about, on top of all these other awareness days and weeks and month that's going on during May that I spoke about the other day. One of the ones that kind of hits me is Ehlers-Danlos Awareness Month, which is May, so this month. So EDS is a genetic disease, or genetic syndrome, where basically collagen, which holds all of your body together, it's in like 80% of tissue, is produced incorrectly and doesn't hold things together as much as it should, basically. So this affects people in a gazillion different ways. A lot of people, like I mentioned the other day, have like gastroparesis caused by it. I have severe IBS, which could be attributed to EDS. People have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which I have. One of the biggest symptoms that people have is frequent dislocations or subluxations, which are partial dislocations. I don't have as much experience with that as many other people do. I have widespread musculoskeletal pain. I have joint pain. I have headaches that are partially probably attributed to that, and then partially because of the meningitis, because I was having headaches before. I have just a valve problem in my heart, which also could be caused by EDS. So when I went to go get diagnosed, I spoke to my rheumatologist about it. He agreed that I probably had it, so he kind of diagnosed me with it. Then when I went to the geneticist, because I didn't have a POTS diagnosis at the time, and she really wasn't that informed with EDS, I didn't get a solid diagnosis for me either. It wasn't a no, but it wasn't like, okay, yeah, you have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So I just wanted to bring that up because it's something that does affect me. It kills people easily. Some forms of EDS themselves are very deadly. There's vascular Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and that's basically that the blood vessels they can rupture pretty much at any given time. So that's deadly. That's vascular EDS is deadly. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that really quick. I do classify myself as having Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but it's not something that I really it's not in my medical records, just because when I did see the geneticist, I didn't have the POTS diagnosis, so it's like, I most likely have it, but we were unable to get a solid diagnosis. And the issue with that too is that to get the diagnosis solidified, I would have had to be put on a 22-month wait list for a EDS clinic in Baltimore. So I just wanted to bring that up. I can't even get a legitimate diagnosis because of how rare and understudied this is. So, maybe in a couple of years I'll try to pursue a diagnosis again, but for right now, because that's just a name. I'd still be dealing with all the problems I have. It's just putting a name on it. So, I'd still be dealing with the issues that I have, which have to be treated individually, so it's not really top on the list with getting a formal diagnosis with, but just wanted to talk to you guys about this really quickly. Also, never do my nails because of work, and I did my nails today, so. So it's about 7, I'm just in that like weird part of YouTube where you start watching like the 10 craziest customer compilations, and Adrian and his brother are outside, so we're just all chilling. It's just a little bit too cold out for my liking, so I'm still in here. Having some salt with my bagel. Lots of problems. So it's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna close out the vlog so I can be a little bit productive with the time I have the rest of the night. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching today. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow. And yeah, so thank you again, and have a great rest of your day.